There was laughter and sweet memories shared at the funeral service. Vinny was loved by so many people, his children, his grandchildren, our church, and community. The casket was open, but soon he would be taken to the funeral home to be cremated. He looked happy, peaceful. He would never experience cancer again. He would have no more pain. Suddenly the casket closed. The soldiers blew the trumpet in the back of the church. It was an eerie sound. Death suddenly sounded so final. Was this it? The end of our time together on earth? Our life together flashed before my eyes in those few moments he was in front of me. I heard the laughter of holiday mornings and family vacations. I could smell our salty beach days and our smoky camping trips. I thought about our wedding day and the weddings we gave our own children away. The grandbabies would never play with him again. How would we explain why he's no longer here with them? As for me, I would keep living. That's all I knew that day. Looking back, I could never have known how hard it would be to go to church without him, to make decisions about our home and the car, the kids, without his advice. I didn't know about the pit of loneliness that would hit me every night I arrived home alone. Did anyone understand what I was going through? Did anyone know how overwhelmed I felt, day in and day out, without him? Was there anyone who understood this journey? Anyone? His life ended, but it seems like mine did too.
We married when I was only 19 in late August of 1980. And shortly after that, just 3 months later, we found out that Nola was sick. In March of 1981, she passed away. My family lived a couple states away, so I really was lost.
I was born with a vision impairment, actually, and then when I was 34 years of age, I was diagnosed with cancer. And from the cancer, I became legally blind. He was my eyes, because if I needed to look at anything or read anything, he would always be there to help me figure out how to follow directions on this or follow directions on that.
My wife ran over to her parents' home to get a book. She wanted to get a book for my dad to have in the hospital. And as she was going over there, she crossed a major highway in which she was T-boned. And she was pretty much killed instantly at that time. My wife was pregnant at the time, a few months pregnant. And of course we lost the baby as well there. So.
Everything is turned upside down. There's absolutely no logic. I could have spent my life in sadness, bitterness, anger, with the questions circling my mind, whys and what ifs. Why didn't I notice if there were any signs? And two, I could take all of these questions and sadness and turn it over to the Lord.
That it's a confusing time for widows, very confusing time. They're starting all over in so many ways, and they're having to figure out how they're going to manage their time, their money, their schedule, the chores, the responsibilities that somebody else had helped them with, and now they're basically shouldering everything. Widows sort of hit the wall out there, and they are stunned by and a little overwhelmed by all that is now upon them.
being a man, we try to fix things and keep things straight, and I was trying to be strong for my girls. And it was, in public, I was okay. I'd go to church and everything was fine, but then I'd come home and I would just fall apart. I was eating junk food, I gained a lot of weight, and I knew there was more to life than just that, and I realized God had a plan for me.
But nothing could have prepared me for the loneliness, the change of friendships and dynamics in my family. Nothing could have prepared me for the change in my life.
I just wanted to stay home and not do anything. And I found out that that was not the right thing to do. It was not what my family or my husband would want me to do.
You get to meet other people that are along the same path as yourself. You get to become a part of a group who knows what it's like to lose a spouse.
People who do understand what it's like. And sometimes those feelings that you might be afraid to share with some people who have not gone through it, you don't feel like opening up to just anybody. You want to keep those to yourself because you don't know how they might be perceived, how you might be judged because of sharing those feelings. But if you have people who understand that, they say, that's right.
What Widow's Peak has helped is hearing stories of other ladies and men and their survival, their stories of survival, and just being around other people that we have this common bond. I would like to encourage new widows and widowers that are coming into the group and show them that we can laugh and smile again.
We've seen widows and widowers fall through the cracks, and especially after that initial trauma and shock and loss, and they sort of disappear off the radar scope if somebody's not in touch with them. And so often it's a time that they don't know where to fit in. They don't know how to fit in. And so what we have found is Widow's Peak becomes an arm of the church.
I'm more confident now than I was. I'm not staying at home. I'm becoming active in a lot of organizations that I probably would not have been. It's just been phenomenal. We've gone on trips that I've thoroughly enjoyed. We've had such a good time. We have lunches and dinners, and the friendships I know will always be there.
Our dining out events, our trips, our life skill classes are all part of helping the widowed people rebuild themselves into community and encourage them to explore new adventures, new things they might like in life, are all part of discovering what God's plan is for them now.
Contact us at 919-400-6246.
Or visit us at www.thewidowspeak.org. That's widowspeak, PEEK.org. Widowed men and women peeking into hope-filled futures.